So for the next line in our table, they give us the input value, they don't give us an output value. Well, that shouldn't be too hard to find. If we want to find what the input is, or what the output is for this input, all we have to do is find g of negative 16, which just involves taking the output of our function, which we know will always be equal to 3 over 4x plus 2, and saying what is 3 over 4x plus 2 worth when x is, so 3 over 4x times 16, when x is 16. So we're making that, sorry, negative 16. So we're making that substitution. To do this piece of arithmetic here, let's go ahead and zoom in on that. To do this piece of arithmetic here where we have 3 over 4 times negative 16, all right? You may recall that we can approach this in the following manner. So we've got 3 over 4 times negative 16. We know the result's going to be negative because I've got a positive stuff times a negative stuff, so it's going to be a negative result. What we can think of doing here is letting the 16 be seen as 4 times 4. Those 4's will divide out. 4 divided by 4, what we have left is just 3 times 4 in the numerator. So that's a 12. And in the bottom, in the denominator, all we have is a 1 there. So we could write that as negative 12 over 1. Oops, 1, not a negative sign, a 1 there. Or just write it as negative 12 is probably just fine for us. So this piece of arithmetic here is just going to be negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10. So what we have then is that g of negative 16 is equal to negative 10. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video at this? I'm sorry, let's take that information up here. So when our input was negative 16, we just found out that g of negative 16 is negative 10. Go ahead and pause the video and find g of 0 and g of 8. Fill in these last two pieces. All right, welcome back from pausing the video. You can ask questions about these when you get to class tomorrow, but we should have gotten here for g of 0 was just 2, and for g of 8, we should have gotten 3 times 8 is 24 divided by 4 is 6 plus 2. We should have actually gotten 8, I believe. If you think I'm wrong, you can come to class tomorrow and you can challenge me. But the bottom line is these are the values we should have gotten. If you didn't pause the video and you just waited for me to fill in those answers, I want to be really clear about something. You're not doing this right. You're not going to learn and you're not going to be successful if you don't take the time to do some things on your own.